Hey guys, Bink here with another little episode of Bink's Corvair Addiction. Today on this one, we are going to be removing the carburetors on this 66 Monza Will Run Corvair. We're gonna do a detailed video in taking them off and identifying the carburetors. Which ones are on there? Are they a matching pair? We're gonna do our best on that. And we are going to identify 60 through 66 carburetors. I'll show you all the differences, the best I can from my knowledge of Gary showing me months and months ago of what the differences are. I don't have 67 through 69s. I don't have any of them to show you. I asked Gary what the differences is. That's when he said they started to go into emissions, more emissions, air quality stuff. For California or however it works, but cleaner engine, running engines, cleaner fuel emissions. So yeah, like I said, this video is for guys like myself that have never done it. Everybody that knows Corvairs that works on them a lot, you know, this video probably isn't for you. Maybe to laugh at, because I will be saying probably incorrect terms of parts and pieces and telling you some of the wrong stuff to do. But I will be learning on the way, make a couple calls to Gary and asking some things and kind of correcting them on the way through the video. So let's get this 66, this nice black 66 off the lift. Well, first we gotta get this 62 out of here, 66 down, and let's get under, and I say under the hood. Do you call that a hood? Trunk cover? I don't know. What's a hood? Let's see. Trunk's in the front, hood's in the back. Yeah. Here we go. Let's get in there and get her done. Take the air cleaner off. Yeah, this is like I said, this is a 66. The guy got it from, I think, well, he had a little dog named Blackie, so I kind of told my wife, I said, let's call it Blackie, and she goes, oh, I don't like that name, so we just got to figure out a name for it. It was at the Turbo Air. Yeah, filter looks nice and clean in there. This is the first Corvair I have that's got this air filter system like this on it. I suppose because it's a 66, I don't have very many late models. All right, we'll get this all off. It's got that wing nut. It's got two little ones right here to pull off. Throw that on the side. Pull these ones off. Here. No big deal. A monkey could do this. It's so easy a caveman could do it. Like the old Geico commercials. Yeah. I'm a little anal with stuff and like to put everything back. Even this stuff here, I'll put it all, kind of like keep it all together. So I'll take the other one out. Yeah, we'll get this one out. And, oh, okay. Oh, geez, I didn't know that. Okay, you can just loosen them up and take it off of there. Okay, because let's figure that out. All right, guys, like I haven't worked on any of this. I've just only worked on the ram side. You don't have to take these wing nuts all the way off. I just figured out from here. You just loosen them up, and it's just got a hook on the bottom of this threaded rod piece here, and you can just unhook it off. So you don't have to take them all the way off. And then there is a hose back here to pull off your air cleaner to get it off. What else we got? Now there's two. There's two on here. Why do you have to pull it out? Let's pull this up. I guess, like I said, I have never worked on this before. There we go. So grommet looks okay in there. He had this repainted because this all was painted this, I don't know, he called it fuchsia pink. So we got that on there, and whatever is breather. Like I says, I haven't worked on one. So look at that. So the pink paint inside it. It's nice, pretty nice paint job on it, not bad. I do notice right now, first thing I noticed is he does not have the gaskets in here. That's not too good. And this one looks all broken up here. If you ask me, it's all broken. It's not nice and round like this one. So I do have some more of these. Well, don't scratch the paint. Just dropped that on the paint here, fell off. So I will check about finding another one of them and get that fixed, corrected. All right, guys, the only knowledge I have of Corvairs is working on my Ram side. So I don't have a lot of knowledge of them. This is the first late model car I am working on. So, and it's just video I'm taking of taking stuff apart and learning as I go. A lot of people have watched my Ram side videos and got a lot of information from it. So I'm just learning as I go. I didn't know that the wing nuts, you can just loosen them up and it just hooks on the carburetor real easy. So just loosen them up, pull it off. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild these carburetors with Gary. I am not going to go ahead and put those other ones on there. Let's just rebuild these ones that are on there and go from there. I'll do videos of that and we'll learn as we go. I'll learn as I go, and hopefully I'll teach you. You get a little information out of it. I'm not saying I'm a teacher or know-it-all at all, okay? So don't beat me up on the comments, okay? Thank you. All right, guys. This here was right in here on this side, like that. Hold the air cleaner cross member piece. I don't know if it matters if they can go that way or this way. I'll ask Gary and we'll figure that out. And after further inspection on this here, it looks like it's made with a half a piece here and a half a piece here, but there's some of it missing here. We'll check that out on another one. Okay, guys, here's another one that I found. It has the piece all the way around. It's not missing here on this one. So I don't know. I'll ask Gary if that really matters about that little piece there. He'd probably tell me it doesn't really matter. It's up to me how I want it to look like, I suppose. All right, guys, like, I don't know if that little bit matters or not. And my other question is, which way, you know, I took it off the one way, and does it matter that that's on one side and that's on the other side? I'm sure there's a reason for it. It'd be really nice if I could just take a picture of it and send it to Gary. Gary's only got a landline. He's old school in every way. And it's kind of hard for me to call him and talk to him about it. But if I could just send him a picture, show him. So I'll figure that out. Boy, I sure wish I turned the fan off when I'm recording because it's background noise, but whew, I am just sweating through here, and it's not like I'm working hard. All right. Yeah, I keep saying let's get these carbs off. Let's get them off already. That's just a 7/16 line wrench. Always try to use a line wrench. You can see somebody didn't use a line wrench, and it's all boogered up already around here. It's not too bad. I'm not going to change these lines or nothing. I just want to get this car running down the road. And kind of wouldn't mind just using it for a daily driver up to the ghost town. A little black and dust. It's so dusty up there. This thing would be a dirt ball, but then again, I'm just going to leave it like just a driver, you know. Just fix what needs to get fixed and clean it up a bit. Yeah. No gas. All right, what I should have did on that other one was use a 1-inch wrench on this here nut back here to hold it. I kind of forgot about that. I've ordered these really thin ones from Amazon. They weren't too bad. I got them in, I think, standard and metric in the kit. Let's put that on there. Yeah, because it's I don't want it to turn that. And let's use the right end of the wrench, 7/16. There we go. Yeah. See, I forgot to use that one. Came off, and I don't think this one would have. So we'll get that off. I had to go dig these wrenches out and find them. Of course, I had stuff stacked on top of my toolboxes, which I have a bad habit of doing. I got to unpile that. So we'll get this off of here, and we'll be golden. Like I said, I don't know if you watched the video. I don't know what Jill named it. Like I was trying to say is, I don't know if you watched a video or not of buying this car, but like I said, when you tried to start it up, it was running nice, but it was high idle. He adjusted the carbs and he ended up turning the mixture screws and kind of screwed things up. It wouldn't run. We put them back, try to put them back kind of where he had it set, where it was running, and then it wouldn't run. Then he's like, well, the fuel gauge don't work in it. Maybe it's out of gas. So I just said, you know, our trailer it. So maybe that's why there's no gas. Yeah, I think, you know, once you have some gas coming out of the lines, there's nothing. You know, I think you would have had just a little bit dribbling out. So maybe it's no gas in there. All right, now we're going to take off this part that goes on here. It's a shaft that goes down for your chokes. So when your car starts up, it starts warming up. When it warms up, the chokes go ahead, like they're closed now, and they'll go ahead and pull open, turn the choke off. So there's a little clip on here, and we'll pop that off and not lose it. We'll stick it right back on there like that, and it'll be with it. All right, now we're going to take, if I'm doing it right, we'll take the throttle linkage off. I guess I take it off right here at this spot here. Just push that clip back, and we'll pull it off. And we're going to put that clip, get my arm out of the way for the camera. Put that clip right back on there and keep it with it so I don't lose it. I mean, I suppose you can take it off, throw it in the box. Gary just takes everything, throws it. For me, I have to take it off piece by piece because I'm still learning. Now to pull the carburetor off, let me see. Besides the carburetor, we still have to pull these three. There's three Phillips screws in here to hold the bar that goes across for your throttle. You know, right here. We're gonna take those off, and then you have a 1/2 inch nut here. This one's the easy one. There's one on this side that's down on the bottom, and if you get your socket in there, you can only get it unscrewed a little bit, and then you won't get your socket out of there. So what I did this time is I unscrewed it just a little bit to loosen it, and got it off with a wrench, 1/2 inch. But what I think I could almost do is take one of these, an old one, and cut it down shorter. It doesn't need to be that long, just enough to get it on the nut all the way. And maybe then take this in and grind it round in the lathe so I can get it on there and unscrew it out without this part here catching on the bottom of the carburetor, because it's underneath this part here down on the bottom. And it being shorter will give me enough room. I'll probably try that with a 1/2 inch and see if that works. So I got that one off there. Here's the other one right here. And that'll get the carburetor loose. Man, it is steamy in here, sweaty without that fan. But, and then there's a washer. Well, that one had a washer on. Look, this one doesn't even have the washer. Oh, no, it's a washer. It didn't look like it. Dang, there was one on there. Sure didn't look like it. Okay, get the washer off. And we got, don't drop nothing into the carburetor. Not that it matters, we're pulling them off, but don't drop nothing into the motor, into your head there. And put a rag in there as soon as we pull it off. All right, we'll go ahead and get these three off of this one. All right, guys, I had just given Gary a call because I'm new at all this. I haven't worked on carburetors, you know, or anything, or adjusted them, and don't even know exactly 100% how everything works. So I gave Gary a call, and so this is your choke pull off. I know that's a choke pull off. I just didn't know how this worked, and I wanted him to explain it to me. Now I can explain it to you with the best of my knowledge. So when you start your car, the choke pull off has a vacuum to it. You start it up, it's going to open up your choke a little bit. Right now it's almost, you know, pretty much closed, I guess. So that's going to open it up just a little bit. And then when it warms up, there's like a thermostat down on the bottom by your head that After she starts warming up, you'll hear it. You'll hear your engine kind of changing. It pulls down and opens up your choke all the way. Now, Gary's a whiz at rebuilding carburetors. I have this linkage off for this. He's a whiz at building carburetors. That's really his specialty. He's very good at everything with Corvairs, but carburetors, when he rebuilds them, basically you should be able to put them on, fire up your car, and not even have to adjust them. So I asked him, the choke pull-offs, when you rebuild them, is there adjustment on these things? And he says yes. He goes, I just bend it a little bit. And I'm like, what do you bend? He said this little, not this, but there's this little bar right here. He said it should have a little V in it. He goes, he goes, if it's off a little bit, he just bends it a little bit. Now, I don't know what he means by being off a little bit. He says, I've just been doing it for so many years. It's just, second nature. So that's how that works. He says also, when you rebuild the carburetors, he said the linkage, I don't know if he's talking on this side here, where it attaches down on the bottom or something, where your linkage is. On this side and that side, he says he goes, by looking at it, he'll know which carburetor was on what side. Because he said, I believe it said the driver's side usually ovals out a little bit, where the bar goes in, where the rod goes in, I guess. And he says basically what he does is he flip-flops the carburetors. I mean, I could probably weld that in a little bit and make it better, but he says you just flip-flop them. I told him when I pull these off, I'm going to dismantle them and I'll mark which one was on which side, just anyways, And I said, well, what do I all pull apart when I decide, when I tear these things down? What do I all take apart? He said, take everything apart and we'll put it and soak it for a couple of days. He said, rattle up the can, move it around. And I'd like to take another set of carburetors. I have a basket of them there. If I could pick out a good set that I think is good, tear them down and try it in ultrasonic cleaner with the pine saw, I believe is the way I'm going to try to go. I guess there's a bunch of different ways to do that, and that's another topic too. But I'd like to do 4 carburetors, rebuild 4 of them with them, and then really learn how to do it. So, and see which works better, the pine saw or soaking them the way he does it. So I got this off. I got to pull the vacuum tube off and pull them 4 or 3 Phillips is out. Now, I believe these are the ones that he likes to use. Now, there's another ones that are, I don't know, Clark's ones I think are like this style. There's another one that are real thin. I think I have some here somewhere. They're real thin. He said the ones he prefers, these ones over the other ones, I believe. The other ones tend to not last as long. So, all right, so I went over my parts drawer and I pulled out a couple of pieces that work that choke when it warms up. I'll show you what this looks like so you have an idea. Okay, let me show you how this thermostat piece works. I guess you call it a thermostat. See how this moves? This, I believe, is riveted to your head. And this here, when it warms up, she slowly moves, or he, and opens up your chokes. And there's 2 rods, and there's a piece right here that the top rod goes into, and there's threads on the top rod that can, that go into here, and you can turn this to adjust your chokes. It's very simple. So let's get a close-up on that for you. Here you go. If I'm not in the light, basically, your shaft would pull up, not this. Your shaft moves, not the whole piece I'm pushing with them. But anyways, that moves. And when you come up to here, I said there's a piece on there, and that is threaded. Sorry, I can't get a very good picture of it. That's threaded right there. So you just screw that in or out to adjust your chokes. And that's how it works. I hope I'm explaining everything correctly to you, helping you out. All right, guys, I'm trying to be as thorough as I can. Maybe I'm driving you crazy, being too thorough. I do got them. I got the nuts off, so the carburetor will move a little bit. Maybe it kind of helps a little bit to get that out of there, that it can actually move a little bit. maybe I should took those off first. I don't know. Anyways, another good tip would be if you can't get the screw, don't strip it. Give the top of your hammer, or sorry, the heat's getting to me. Give the top of your screwdriver, your Phillips, a little bang, and it, a little tap. Sometimes that aluminum gets a little corroded in there. That one came out easy. There's another one back here, and there's a third one in front of it. And we'll get those out of there. And like I said, I hope these videos are helping you, and it would definitely help me. I'm trying to go as much detailed as I can with these videos, and I really want to learn how to build carburetors. I need to do that, so that's why I want to do 4 of them with Gary. Another good thing is a magnet. Here, a magnet deal. You just grab that screw and pull it right out and not worry about dropping it. And I still went around the carburetor just in case. That can matter. The carburetor's coming off. I don't know. Will it fall all the way through? Maybe. I don't want to find out. Could always pull it out of the intake, I guess, but I don't want to find out. In case my luck, it would roll somewhere and you can't get to it. So anyways, we'll get those 2 out of there, and yeah, get her done. Just want to give you a little close-up of where these go through to hold the piece that goes across for your air cleaner. Now, I don't know if it, obviously you wouldn't get them in that way. This one you get in that way. And it just holds the tube that goes across to 2 carburetors for air cleaner. All right, for some reason, I don't know why, but the screw towards the firewall had a bunch of rubber in between and a few washers, so it wouldn't go in as deep. I don't know what that's all about. Don't know. I don't know. I'll ask Gary about that if I remember. And he might say that's just a bunch of junk you don't need. Next, we're going to take off the return spring. When I first worked on my first Corvair, was the ramp side, I had to laugh when the spring was like that. I thought, oh, this guy, it was just a bunch of baloney. He stuck it through there, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But the other end of the spring, he actually had it hooked to the firewall. It didn't have the little tab on it like this one does. I don't know a ramp side if they're supposed to or not. But it just goes through here. And I'm trying to stay out of the way to see it. If you turn it a little bit with a needle nose, you can pull it out. And then this here linkage will come off. And there's actually threads on this to adjust it on there. I believe that's adjust your shift on it. That's what I had to, with my ramp side, it would not shift into second on the Power Glide because I had to readjust this here. So we'll leave that right where it is. I'm not going to play around with it at all. I'm going to pull this vacuum line off. I don't really want to break that, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to put new choke pull-offs on them anyways. That came off really easy. I guess I would say check and inspect your lines. I'll probably put new ones on. It's a little stretched out on the end here of this one. So we won't have problems down the road later. Now this is the passenger side carburetor. I can tell it's been rebuilt. It's cleaner. It's got a newer choke pull-off on it. Yeah, look at, they got the wire wrapped up here. That ain't so good. And they got, yeah, just for safety, they put a piece of rubber hose on here so it wouldn't hit on there. I know these spark plug wires do seem to get in the way of things, but if you route them right, and they do have some of those, you can get some of the clips that hold the 3 together. You can get them from touching with pretty much without touching stuff. But yeah, this one in the back here, it's pretty loose too. Jeez, I'm just gonna go ahead and put a new set of plug wires on it and everything, and just give it a once over tune up. But I did notice that on this side, I don't know if it's the same carburetor as that side. they have slotted screws on this side. So I'll do the same on this one. I got the 3 slotted screws out. On this one, if I can pull it off without tearing my finger. Ow! That one's a sharp one. There you go. I still wanted to fight me a little bit. Alright. Pull that off. I'm going to stick her right back where she was. On there. And you can order all this stuff from Clark's, rebuild kits. California Corvair sells a lot of it too. I wouldn't order, I don't know, maybe you could find used stuff on Amazon, or not used, but stuff on Amazon. Not Amazon, but eBay. I don't know. I just try to order mine from the 2 places. I support Clark's, I support California Corvairs, and give them both business. There we go. All right, guys. I hope I'm turning the fan off every time. I don't know. It's just, I like it when it's on, but I don't like the background noise. So now we can take that off, the cross shaft. I'll clean all that up and repaint it. Inspect it, I guess, to see if the holes are oblonged, and they look pretty nice and round on there. And we'll clean that up, or I'll give that a glass bead blast, and we'll give that a paint job, make it look pretty. If I did everything right, it should come off. Fuel line, the choke, the vacuum, the linkage, the cross shafts off. Should just pull up, I believe. There we go. La-di-da. Yeah, it's leak, you know, it needs to get rebuilt. Just rebuild them. Don't play around. Look at, it's pretty goobered up, nasty and dirty, and the gasket doesn't look the greatest down here. It's a gasket. Doesn't look the greatest. I would take and put a rag in there and cover up the hole so nothing gets in there. We'll do some cleaning in here a little bit before we put everything back together too. All right, guys, if you watch any of my videos, you know I like to make my own tools, make things a little easier in life. And so I've been making a bunch of stuff to work on Corvairs. And the socket, maybe it's just a socket that I used, was a little taller. And on the one side of the carburetor is really a bugger to get in there. And it was way deep, so when the nut went in it, it dropped, you know, it was way down, but it was a way taller socket. So maybe that was part of the problem. I went around and dug in. I have a whole bin full of oddball sockets and stuff I keep. And I wanted a 6-point. At first, all I found was S&K, and I wasn't going to grind that down and wreck it. But I did find a whatever brand, off-brand one. 6-point, it's shallow, so the nut only drops in as far as the nut is, so it catches the whole complete nut, which is good. And I'm just going to round this off here. I'm just going to freaking grab my grinder and do it with that. I'll put it in a lathe, but I'm just going to grind it off a little bit, and we'll see if that works, and that becomes our carburetor socket. All right, guys, I was using the gold socket, and you see how much taller the one is than the other one. And that could have been part of the problem, because your nut sits right in there and their stud comes up. And when I had this one in there, when I was trying to unscrew it, I couldn't see. I could unscrew it and loosen it, but I couldn't get the socket out then. So I'm thinking, with this one here, it's a way shorter socket anyways, so that's better. And by the time I unscrew it out, I'll be able to get it out of there. So that should do it right there. And then I did round it just so it comes out a little easier. So maybe just a short socket that the nut doesn't sit in there so deep, because this one here is really deep. The nut will go way in there. And this one here, the nut just sits in there flush. I think that's the trick to it. All right, guys, here I'm sitting at the desk. This is the carburetor from the driver's side. we got that off. And earlier in the video, I told you that we had to pull the rubber hose vacuum tube off of the choke pull off here. And you do not have to. I didn't notice that on the bottom. It's just attached to the bottom of the carburetor tube that comes out here. So I just got off the phone with Gary because I wanted to give you guys the right information, and I wanted to, you know, I'm trying to learn myself because I haven't worked on them ever. So it's all new to me. So I told him, I says, why on the driver's side is the tube that goes up on the carburetor next to the choke pull off, why is it capped off? I told him this one here's got a piece of rubber on it with a fuse on it, which is kind of funny. That's what, you know, that's what they had. It worked, did the job, I guess. So he told me, he says, when you get a rebuild kit, it comes with a rubber plug or cap that goes on the driver's side. So, and I'm like, what? And he's like, well, you got to understand that these carburetors are interchangeable from driver's side to passenger side. They're interchangeable. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's why this side gets capped off. Now the other side right here, that's where the hose runs to your vacuum advance for your distributor. So I hope I made everything nice and clear so you understand now that I actually understand how this stuff works. All right. Another thing I want to do after we get the other carburetor and all that taken apart is I want to pull out all my carburetors I have, lay them out in years, and tell you what the differences in them to how to figure out what carburetor is what. We still got to figure out what this one is. I'm pretty sure it's a 65, 66, but I'm not 100%. So I have from 60 to 65, 66, if that's what this one is. And I'll lay them out. And if I can remember, because Gary showed me all the differences and made me sort them out, but that's been a while ago. And I just don't remember stuff all the time. So good. And let's see, I don't have no 67 to 69. I don't know what the difference is in them. We don't have none sorted out with those years back there, so I'm assuming I don't have any. I do have a bin of carburetors. They're just parts ones, so pretty much just parts and pieces. I do have secondaries that are 65, 66, and we'll figure out the difference. I think secondaries, they don't have a choke on the top. We'll figure that out. And I do have one carburetor he picked out. He goes, oh, you know what this one is? I'm like, well, I don't even know what carburetors are what. He goes, oh, this one here is for, not this one, but there's one back in my storage container that's marked. I got it sitting off to the side. It's for AC car, I think early model. So I do not know what the difference is as, but we're gonna, at the end, after we get all this stuff off, I'm gonna, you know, try to pull that out and figure that out, line up, and do a video on that too. So I hope I'm being thorough enough with everything. I'm trying to. If you're a Corvair guy, you know how all this works. Just you know, probably drive you buggy. But for someone like myself, I would have liked to see a video like this that went over everything. Maybe there's some videos out there. I don't know. Anyways, all right. We got that figured out. Well, with this here tube with the whole fuse in it and what's what on it. So let's get back to work over there. Yeah. So all right, there's the passenger carburetor. It's got the vacuum advance that goes down to the bottom, which once I looked at this one and seen it went in there, I knew I gave the wrong advice on that one, that you got to pull the tube. Here's the other tube, and it just runs here and it goes into your vacuum advance down here. Easy peasy, I guess. So we'll finish this one and get this one off of here now before I sweat to death. Whew, she is a muggy hot one. I know, I live in Arizona. All right, so I pulled the vacuum advance line off. It goes to your vacuum advance on your distributor. Distributors will be another thing I have to learn, and I'll try to do a detailed video on that for you guys. Try and do it as detailed as I can. and hope it helps you out. So pull this carburetor off, and the gaskets are nice and new because it looks like it's been rebuilt not long ago, but I know, yeah, it's got some new parts on there, but I know it's been leaking. It was leaking fuel when it was at the his house when he fired it up. You can see it all down there on that side and that side. So you can see in here where it was leaking fuel. Plus I seen it at his house, and there's the other one there where it was leaking. It's all gummy and wet. And I also took off the negative ground wire to the battery, just in case. Doesn't hurt. Well, carburetor's off. That part's done. Not too bad. All right, guys, I'll do my best from what I remember and from looking at them. 60 is a carburetor of its own. It does not have a choke shaft in it, like these do. It does not have a choke shaft in it. Completely different. If you look at it, choke shaft, no choke shaft. Those ones are the easiest ones so far to figure out. 61. 61, if you look underneath the 61, it does not have your tube for your vacuum advance. Here's a 62, 63, it has it. 64 has it. And it should be 65, 66 has it. All right, that eliminates this one. 61s do not have the tube there. Okay, 62, 63, it's got the tube there. But what else was I supposed to say? I can't keep remembering all this. Oh yeah, it's got this here piece casted on it. Now I forget. I forget if that's for manual choke. I forget, but it's got that nub on it right there. None of them else have that one. This one here, nothing. 62, 63, and it's got that on there. All right, 62, 63, it's easy to figure that one out. 64 is easy one. 64, there's no nub right there. 65 has a plug there, and I believe what they do is they drill in and do something, and they cap it off. 65, 66 have that. They both have this one here, which kind of threw me off. This little piece here on there. But they both, 64, do not have that one there. Jeez, almost fell off the table. Come on, Weeble Wobbles. All right, like I said, sorry. 65, 66, right there. That's pretty easy. Secondaries, I guess, you know, secondaries has it on the side, like a 65, 66 that plug in there, I guess it is. But they do not have a shaft for your choke. There's nothing casted, there's not a hole. It's casted, but there's no hole in there. That's figured out. So my two carburetors there are definitely 65, 66, which make me happy. This here is an AC carburetor. Something's different about it. I'll have to ask Gary what the difference is. Maybe I can figure it out right now. If you look at them like this, it's kind of got that too. I don't know. It's different, and I just don't know right now. And I'm hot and sweaty. It is cooking outside, and it's hot inside. It's about 90 in here now. Humid. Only feels good when it's got a breeze. So we got that figured out, I think, other than this one. All right, guys. That's going to end this video here of pulling the carburetors off, showing you detail. I hope I did right on the... Hey guys, well, that's going to kind of wrap up this video. I hope I told you the right things to look at for the carburetors. I think I did that. I'll double check with Gary. I'm just sweating to death, guys. And I'm going to do more parts to this video. Very detailed on rebuilding the carburetors. I'm going to try to show you every little detail about it. And I'm just dying. I'm just dying. All right, guys. I hope I told you the right things about identifying carburetors. That's all from what I can remember. I'll go over at Gary's and tell him what I told you guys, and he'll let me know if I was right or wrong. Like I said, I'm just trying to be very thorough and detailed. I know it might drive some of you guys nuts, especially if you know Corvair carburetors. You won't even probably watch it. But for the new guys that know nothing about it, and I'm new at carburetors, so I'm doing the best I can. You know, if I have a question, I call Gary. And like he says, the only way you're going to learn is just get your hands in there and do it. So that's what I'm doing. It's like 110 outside right now. It's supposed to be 111 today. It's not like 91 now in here. And the heat is radiating off that the garage doors are not insulated. But anyways, we got the carburetors off. Pretty simple anyways. Told you a couple wrong things, corrected myself with it later in the video. And yeah, well, I'm going to take them apart next, and we're going to soak them in that gallon can of, I don't remember even what it's called right now. I'll post a picture, and I'm going to pick out two more, maybe 3 or 4 more carburetors, 65, if I have them. I have a whole milk crate of carburetors, and I was looking there, it looks like mostly secondaries. So definitely want some 65, 66 carbs if I could find some more. But I would like to do a test to see the ultrasonic versus the dip, the cans of stuff. And man, I wish I remember the name of it. I'm sweating away here. And I just kind of like to see what works better. Everyone wants to do something different. Gary's bent on doing it just the way he's done it. He's done it all of his life that way. He actually takes the carburetors, bodies, and he bead blasts them, glass bead blasts them. I think he said you can do it with rice too. I have that little box I picked up, a little sandblast box. I bought that just for the carburetors. I bought that at Watson Lake. If you've seen the videos, it's in there. And because I have the big one, big blast box, and I know if I blow apart, it's gonna be gone. But he does, I believe, the bodies and them. He said a lot of people won't do it that way, but that's the way he likes to do it. And he paints it factory bronze, the top of the carburetors. And I mean, he's like, I don't know if you want to do it, learn how to do it the way I do. And I said, yeah, I want to do it the right way. And Gary's all about doing it the right way, you know, or the way he's been doing it all of his life. And that's the way I'm going to do it. And that's the way I'm going to show you. So he was pretty happy that I'm going to, you know, go ahead and I want to do it like Gary does it. So anyways, I guess if you have any questions, comments, put them below. We have about 965 subscribers. We didn't even hit 1,000 yet. But please subscribe to the channel, Bink's Corvair Addiction. I'd like to get it to 1,000. Then we'll get monetized, and then we'll see what, you know, if we get some commercials or some junk. I don't know how this works. It's all new to me. What else do I want to say? I don't know. I want to say something else. Can't remember it because I'm sweating away here. I do appreciate you watching. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, definitely going to be doing more videos. I know you guys have been asking, you know, when you can start working on Corvairs. It's very hard to do it with this heat. And now that I'm working, I'm not around so much. So I'm going to at least try to get in here once a week. I have to. Otherwise, I'm going to run on videos. I won't have videos to give you guys. And I don't want to do that. So this is the first video of, I don't know how many parts this is going to be, but I'm going to do a detailed carburetor rebuild videos, and there'll be a few different, I believe, a few different videos, maybe 2, maybe 3 with the ultrasonic stuff. And you know, when this is done, I want to at least have built at least 4 carburetors myself, and really hope this helps you guys. And that's all I can say. Other than thanks for watching Bink's Corvair Addiction, and we'll see you in the next video if I don't die from this heat. Later, guys.